One of the things that we've always tried to do at UNC and in the Comprehensive Cancer Support Program in particular is to identify what the unique needs are for any given patient or any family that we're working with. Every person who comes in who's touched by cancer is different.
The AYA program began about 8 years ago in 2015 and was started from a vision, really, from a young woman named Sophie Steiner. Sophie was a patient treated here at UNC and was 14 when she was diagnosed with cancer. Unfortunately, didn't survive, but left her family with this charge, essentially, that she wanted things to be better for teenagers and young adults. She felt she got great care here, but that she just didn't fit in as a teenager.
What was remarkable about her is from the day she got sick, she never complained about anything. She just took it. She found this extraordinary inner strength. I'm not sure where she got it from.
And she also had a keen eye and was really observant for how people were feeling. She was super sensitive about the mood in the room and who was happy and unhappy. And she would head over to the people who were unhappy and try to make them feel better. So one of the things that I think really struck Sophie and bothered Sophie was the fact that when she did see teenagers her age, which wasn't all that often, there's usually one or two others on the floor, they were often alone.
And I think she recognized that so many patients didn't have this family that lived 7 minutes away from the hospital that was so incredibly connected to the Chapel Hill community. She thought everyone should have the kind of support network that she had. And that's really the inspiration of Be Loud Sophie, finding a person fully dedicated to this age group who could just provide them with what they need when they need it.
I was fortunate enough to be hired into that role as our adolescent and young adult oncology program director. And since then, we have grown a ton with so much support from UNC, from our leadership, from our community, from the Be Loud Sophie Foundation. And now we're a team of 11 people that take specialized care of adolescents and young adults with cancer. Sophie's story really is the story of so many young people in the US, and that these patients in between the ages of 15 and 39, they don't quite fit. They don't really fit in pediatrics, they don't really fit in the adult world. For, you know, a 22-year-old patient to be surrounded by 70-year-old people in a waiting room or in clinic, they look around and it feels even more isolating.
I was diagnosed in March of 2023. My mom found a lump on my neck, and we got it biopsied, and it ended up that it was Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is a cancer affecting the lymph nodes. So I received 6 months of chemotherapy in UNC's pediatric oncology clinic, but I was treated by the AYA professionals. It was amazing. All of the professionals that are a part of the program have been so amazing to me in all of their own ways. It's the little things that you don't really realize how much they're gonna matter until you're here and you have this support, especially in terms of handling friendships, handling how other people are kind of interacting with you during this process. And I think that it is very important to have your own space where you can have those kind of connections and form those bonds with people who understand what you're going through.
We're currently sitting in our young adult outpatient oncology infusion space. It is called the Be Loud Center for Young Adult Cancer Care, and it was designed top to bottom by our Young Adult Patient Advisory Board. And that was critical for us because they have sat in these chairs. They have spent hours getting infusions outpatient, and only they know what it's like to do that and to feel that. The feedback that we got from patients was, this needs to be peaceful, it needs to feel like we're in nature, and it needs to feel calm when we walk in. We want it to feel the least like a hospital environment that it can, and maybe a little bit like a coffee shop. So we tried to strike that balance of sort of a coffee shop in the woods.
Having your own area where you can choose whether you want to connect with people or not was definitely really vital in my care, and I feel like having their own space will make that so much easier.
We're thrilled to have this space. We're so fortunate to have the opportunity to build it and to create it in the way that we wanted to, and we are very lucky. It is one of the few outpatient young adult spaces in the country. So we're really grateful that as the state cancer hospital, we can offer this to the young adults in North Carolina who are being treated here. We diagnose about 450 young adult patients every year. And at our other UNC sites, there are even more patients. So we're starting to think about how do we reach patients outside of our Chapel Hill location to make sure that they are getting the kind of age-appropriate care that they deserve and that they're able to receive their cancer treatment.
What I would say that has moved me most over this past decade is experiencing what a true partnership looks like between academic medicine and a grassroots community philanthropic organization. The passion, the focus, the dedication, the effectiveness of the Steiner family and the Be Loud Sophie Foundation blew me away. This has been a genuine partnership. It's been a nothing short of magical what's been able to be accomplished in the last 10 years.
I think what really drives us and what keeps us motivated is that we see how impactful this kind of tailored care can be on patients and their communities and their families, their caregivers, their friends.
It's really just about like keeping little parts of yourself because you're losing so much. Having a community behind you and knowing that it's going to get better, there are people who can relate to you and who care is very important. I finished treatment on September 1st, so I'm a couple months out. Getting back to normal, doing things with my friends, not being sick every 2 weeks is such a blessing. And just, kind of slowly going back into it, waiting for my eyebrows and eyelashes to grow back, so that'll be exciting. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I am so thankful.